Chad Brendel, Tim Adams from Bearcat Journal here at historic Nippert Stadium. One last go-around for the old girl, Tim.
One last go. A lot of last. We got the last time we're going to play Louisville in the foreseeable future, the last time in Nippert Stadium, and the first time maybe an AAC championship, and who knows, maybe a BCS bowl game.
Yeah, kind of got, it's a long time being in at this place. You gonna tear up a little bit as you walk out on Thursday night?
I think I would if I knew it was going to be leveled, but since it's going to be improved,
it's just a new press box.
It's like your wife going to get a boob job. You're kind of you're sad, but still kind of happy about the whole thing.
Now Louisville coming in, Keg of Nails, like you said, for the foreseeable future at least, going to be the last one. You want that thing in the trophy case bad. You'd have to think, with the way that the realignment has gone and Louisville moving up and UC kind of getting stuck. You'd love to put that Keg of Nails in the Lender Center and say this one's ours.
Well, it's got to be one of the biggest games in the program's history when you look at everything that's on the line, and big rival Louisville there, and no one gave Cincinnati much of a chance back in September of even winning this game. And right now, I think they're maybe playing as good or better than the Cardinals are. But I'm excited. You know what? I'm taking the boxer mentality. Boxers before a bit, they don't shave. I'm not shaving, and I'm not having sex until this game is over. I'm going celibate, and I'm not shaving. I want to be sure I've got all the animosity built up in me because I need to bring it hard. Not hard. I need to bring it to that game. You know what I'm talking about, buddy?
That was a Freudian slip, right?
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater, obviously. UC has played well against a bevy of talented young quarterbacks in the AAC.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Brendan Kay and Teddy Bridgewater are the class of this league from the quarterback position, at least as it currently stands. He presents some challenges. A guy that they didn't do a bad job last year, but he made some big plays. They're going to have to limit big plays, and man, this defense is playing really well right now.
Yeah, and I think I know we've got two quarterbacks in Brendan and Teddy Bridgewater that are throwing or completing over 70% of their passes. I'm not sure there's been another game all year where you've had that kind of a matchup.
No, you're probably right.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody else in the SEC, and Manziel has been there for him to compete against that's at the 70%. It really is a marquee matchup. Looking at each side of the ball, can Louisville stop Brendan Kay? Can Cincinnati stop Teddy Bridgewater?
Well, so many times it comes down to the guys up front, and that's, I think, when I look at this game, that's what I'm looking at. You've got Cincinnati's offensive line that's given up only 11 sacks all year. You've got a defensive line at Louisville. They're all big, they're all very good, but there's only 4 of them. I mean, there's not a lot of depth behind those guys. Their 4 starters have 31 or more tackles. The main guy is Marcus Smith. He was a high school quarterback in Georgia. Now he's a 6'3", 250-pound rush end. He's got 16 and a half sacks, which leads the NCAA, 12 and a half tackles for loss, 11 quarterback hurries, and 3 forced fumbles. Now, that is a man right there.
He's big time.
Big time. So you've got to try to keep him or limit his negative plays. That's going to be important. But the big thing, I think, for Cincinnati is Louisville is averaging about 59 defensive plays a game. Cincinnati is averaging 76 offensive plays. If the Bearcats don't turn the ball over, you want to get as many reps as you can. Keep that big 4 out there as long as you can, and maybe in that fourth quarter you can pound them with the way Cincinnati uses their offensive line with 8 guys in there. Defensively, it's the other side. Here's an amazing statistic I came across for UC's defensive line. Out of their defensive line in that rotation, they have, I believe, 8 defensive linemen that have started an FBS game.
That's unprecedented, really. I mean, you don't see that very much.
And not because of injury, because they earned a start. Yeah. It may even be 9 if you count Marquise Aiken, who started at Marshall.
Yeah, and Louisville's offensive line is probably the weakness. If there's a glaring weakness on their team, their offensive line has not been high level.
They're big. They're big. 4 of them are 310 pounds or more, led by the Brown kid at left tackle, who's 6'6", 350 pounds. But, as you said, they've given up 22 sacks, and there's some people think that Bridgewater might be knocked around almost like, Brendan's been knocked around.
Yeah.
Because some people
are taking a lot of shots.
He's taken some shots, and lately has been throwing a lot of touchdown passes.
No, offensively, and if you peruse the Louisville side of things, there's not a lot of people happy with the way that their offense has been called and been executed down, the last 3, 4, 5 weeks of the season. It just seems like if you watch them last year, they were high flying. There was always a threat of that big 30, 40, 50-yard chunk play. You're not seeing much of that from them. They've become almost vanilla, and many think it's because the offensive line struggles that they've had.
And that could be, but when I look at last year, of course, everybody remembers the big Sugar Bowl win, but the 4 or 5 games leading up to that, they struggled. They lost a couple of games. I think UConn beat them. So I don't know. Do they wear down? I mean, I'm not sure, but I do like the matchups up front. I think Cincinnati's got way more depth. I think Louisville's more talented overall and faster, but Cincinnati's got more depth maybe across the field right now because that's what they've been doing all year. Cincinnati's been developing depth all year long, and it's just about every position.
So it sounds like you kind of think weather the storm early. If you can be in a good position after the first quarter going into halftime, this is a team that Cincinnati can put their pads on and maybe push around in the fourth quarter.
I'm thinking that could be a very real possibility for the Bearcats, and I think the key there is you don't turn the ball over. You use every possession, get as many reps as you can out there, keep that defense out there, make their defense play against the Cincinnati offense, and I think good things happen if they can do that. The other good thing I see here is, we talked about Tony Miliano and the struggles he's had. Here, he's only attempted 3 field goals, and he hit 2 of the 3. So I kind of like maybe him getting a chance to kick here at home because most of his problems have occurred on the road.
Anything else you want to get to on this one? I mean, you've already told us way too much information early, personally.
Yeah. My wife would probably say that too.
But, I mean, outside of you not having my back on Sports Rock last night, Andy took a shot at me.
Yeah, I was a little scared.
And you just let it go.
I got in the front of the camera and I froze.
But anything else? Any other points for this game that stand out to you as we inch ever closer to Thursday evening?
I don't think so. I think we've got, I think that defensively, I think one of the great matchups, or not really a matchup, but you got Greg Blair in the middle of our defense, you got Preston Brown in the middle of their defense. And those two guys have had great careers at both places. So those are two playmakers. What they do, what they accomplish may also go a long way in what happens. The one thing about these two defenses is neither one of them has been a big takeaway defense. Cincinnati's gotten 9, Louisville's gotten 24. So that kind of makes me feel a little bit better, but because I don't want Cincinnati to turn the ball over.
Right.
And when Cincinnati has turned the ball over this year, it's been massive destruction because we saw it twice in the USF game where it went for touchdowns. We saw it in the Houston game that resulted in a touchdown. So there's turnovers, then there's turnovers that are really destructive, and Cincinnati's had too many of those really destructive ones. But I'm throwing with the Bearcats. I really am. Like I said, I'm ready to go. You reach a point in your life where you think you're done with football, but I got it again. I feel like early in the season wore on you. It was a grind. You were grinding through the early part of the season. Now you're rejuvenated. There's a BCS shot on the line. If not, there's still a shot to have a really good double-digit win year, which would be 6 of 7 double-digit win seasons. You've been a Bearcat fan a long time. You never thought that was possible coming into this stretch, did you? No. 10 wins were the season back when I was all 10 days. That's all you had, and they have 6 out of 7 years with 10 wins. I mean, it's just been an amazing run. So I'm excited about this game. Louisville always brings out the best or worst in people, however you look at it. And right now, I'm ready to go, baby.
If you see a guy in a crazy hat trying to hump your leg at the Louisville game, walk away.
The Iron Bowl. Tribute to the Iron Bowl.
He's Tim Adams. I'm Chad Brendel, BearcatJournal.com.